Welcome to another Superior Health Wednesday, where we have these regular conversations about what Superior Health Foundation is doing in our community and all the different organizations that they work with and support. Jim LaJoy, Executive Director, good morning. How are you?
Good. Doing great.
Good. And we have another guest with us, Deanna Johnson. Deanna, for folks that haven't met you yet, if you want to kind of give us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Sure. My name is Deanna Johnson. I am the Executive Director at Marquette County Habitat for Humanity. And for folks who don't know, in addition to building homes, we also have a repair and a rent program. And today, I think we're going to be talking about that rent program.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And if we could, both of you, how this relationship started, how you got involved with each other, and what that conversation was like to meet those needs.
Well, I guess I can start off here. Just as a point of reference, I'm very familiar with Habitat for Humanity. And one of the interesting things that we did as a staff probably about 12 years ago is we did a team building exercise where our team, then with the Marquette General Foundation, actually built a home and helped build a home. And it was just totally awesome. It was out in Marquette Township, and really, that was my first introduction to the type of work that they do. And it was a wonderful experience. It was so wonderful that we were scheduled to work on it one day and we came back the next day because we wanted to finish some of the work that we put into it. But, really the grants that we provided to Habitat for Humanity started in 2021. We awarded $13,500 to them in two separate grants for portable ramps and permanent ramps. And then this most recent grant cycle, we awarded another $17,000 to them for two more portable ramps. So all told, we've done 3 portable ramps and I think 4 permanent ramps. And this is just a wonderful service for those people that need it. And this really fits really well into our mission about improving health and safety, and we're excited to be a part of this collaborative.
Sure. And for Deanna, for you, what was that conversation like when you, because that was just pretty new of last year, getting involved with Superior Health Foundation?
Yeah, so we're super appreciative of the funding from Superior Health Foundation. Back in 2017, when we launched our repair program, when we went away from building 4 to 6 houses a year down to 1 to 2 and adding in home repairs, we found a need in the community, a pretty great need for ramps. And as a couple of years went by, we really saw this over and over where people would call us and they couldn't come home from the hospital or they couldn't come home from the nursing home because they couldn't get into their home. And we really, and it seemed like there really just weren't a lot of avenues for people, especially low-income people, to go to get that service. So we started providing it as part of our repair program, but then realized as time went on that we really needed to have a separate ramp program, in part because our services are typically targeted towards low-income families. But we found that people needing ramps came from all socioeconomic backgrounds. It's very difficult in this day and age right now to find a contractor who will do a small job like a ramp. And some people don't need them on a permanent basis. So we came up with our policy and a program so that we are helping all citizens of Marquette County who need ramps. There are no income qualifications for a ramp program. We do have guidelines whereby for our permanent ramps, people may pay back a portion based on their income, based on a sliding scale, but our temporary ramps are all free for any resident of any homeowner. It does have to be an owned home to use for temporary purposes. We do like a loan agreement. When I say loan, I mean the equipment, so that they borrow that equipment from us for whatever period of time it's needed. We typically start that out for 4 weeks, but we extend as needed. And then if it looks like it's going to be an ongoing need, at that point, we would build a permanent ramp for them if that's what they desired.
And being able to serve all these different people in all these different situations, and you just had your most recent ramp install in Marquette County. What is that response like, taking that burden off of these folks?
So the last ramp that we installed was actually in the city of Ishpeming, and that young lady, I think she broke her leg and was going to need a surgery so she could put no weight on that foot at all. She was extremely grateful to be able to have that ramp to get home. She was actually staying in a hotel for a week until we could get there and get that ramp out for her. So she is extremely grateful. And we post that on our social media page, and within a very short amount of time, we had more calls coming in for more ramp requests. And unfortunately, we are in a waiting stage right now. We've ordered, based on this new funding from the Superior Health Foundation, we have 2 more ramps on order, and also people waiting for them. So the need is huge. We, interestingly, after we got the first grant last year, we had somebody donate a metal ramp system to us. So when it's all said and done after this, after we receive these ramps, we will have 4 in our inventory. But the need is huge. I can foresee that those almost always being out on loan to somebody.
And that having that's more than we had before, and what you're able to provide, and the fact that you both, like your organization and Superior Health Foundation, are able to collaborate on that you're meeting these needs, just hopefully encourages more people to support what both of you are doing.
Well, I think that part is important. Not only is the funding essential, and we're helping a number of people with this, but it's creating some visibility also for Habitat for Humanity. And that's what we do with our grand celebrations. We have an opportunity to speak about it, and people in the room who may not be familiar with the work that they do come away with a better understanding of it. And this is one of those projects that when you look at it on the surface, you say, geez, a ramp, what's a ramp? But when you realize the situation that some of these folks have, and Deanna just described one that was really good, someone with a broken leg, that's invaluable. To be able to have something where you can get in and out of your house in a safe and effective way. And I think as we all get older, we start to think about things like this. And I think that really permeated with our grants committee, the need for this in our community.
And I think the idea of having the temporary ramps is a really smart idea, because not everyone needs one for an extended period. So, which is a big build out on the front of your home. It changes the whole layout of things, but just having this temporary access as needed, and then it goes on to the next person in need. I think it's just a really smart approach, especially as we find there's shortage of materials, contractors, and all these things. It's just set up and you can just move it from site to site.
Yeah.
So what else do you all need? How can people support both the physical effort, the donation effort? Let's talk about needs and what the community can do to support you.
So for us here at Habitat, we are always looking for volunteers to help us during the summer months. We need help with building our homes as well as doing our repair program. And then when we get those permanent ramp requests, we need help with that as well. We always need funding, so donations are always a great thing. And then we also have our restore. People don't realize that resale store is there 100% to support the programs that we have here. And so any items of furniture, building materials, anything that is donated to the restore, the team over there cleans it up if it needs cleaning, sells it, and then all of that comes back into our program. So donating to the restore or shopping at the restore is another great way to support Habitat. Also, as I'm plugging the restore, we do furniture and item deliveries as well as pickups. If you have items that you want to donate, but you don't have a way to get it to the store, you can give us a call and we can pick that up as well.
That's great. You want to help, you don't know how to do it, you want it out of your house, you make it available to them. And I think I also saw on your Facebook page that you keep a wild amount of trash out of the landfills by having the restore as well. So that's just another little extra feather in your cap.
Absolutely. I don't have that number on the top of my head, but you are right. It's a tremendous amount that we can keep out of the landfills by repurposing and recycling those items.
Yeah.
And Ben, I would say from our perspective, you know, we always encourage people that have an interest in supporting us, particularly with equipment funding and pilot project funding. I mean, they can go to our website and do make a gift to go toward that. And if someone really has a vested interest in a particular piece of equipment and they want to help collaborate with us in providing that funding, we're very open to that. We've had some donors over the years who have said, you know, I really would like to like my gift steered toward a certain piece of equipment. And we've come in and matched that and provided those services. So, you know, there are so many needs all across the Upper Peninsula, and we've supported so many different organizations. And this is just another one that does great work. They do outstanding work, and they're very well respected in the community. And, you know, we're just thankful and really honored to support organizations like Habitat for Humanity.
And that's just one of the great things that you all do is you have that, all these specific funds that people can donate to, or different ways, whatever your ability level is, that you can really know how and where your dollars are making a difference. So that's, it's just great to see two great organizations working together. So thank you both.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Is there anything else that I've missed in our conversation today that we want to make sure to include, or anything like that?
No, I think that basically covers it. You know, this is just, as I said earlier, you know, kind of an example of communicating with one another and having those resources to be able to help an organization out. And to Deanna's credit and her team, you know, they came back to us the second year and said, hey, we still have a demand for this. We still have needs for this. And, you know, she's made it clear that there's going to be a waiting list, and there's probably going to be a need down the road. So hopefully people that are watching this will maybe consider a gift to Habitat for Humanity and really put their stamp on it and make sure that these are available to people in the community.
Absolutely.
The other thing from our perspective is the volunteering. It does take people power to go out and put these ramps up. Even the temporary ones have to be done by at least two people. They're pretty big sections for one people to handle alone, one person to handle alone. So if you have a passion for helping folks, we would like to get a ramp crew, just like a consistent group of people who would come out when we get a phone call that says we need a ramp. We would like to be able to call, these 5 people and say, hey, we've got somebody who needs a ramp today. Can you help us? Or this week, can you help us? So if you have a passion for helping people in that regard, certainly give us a call. We would love to get you hooked up with installing those ramps with us.
Any specific tools, knowledge, abilities, vehicles that you need to be part of that ramp crew?
None at all. Just come with a willing hand and heart, and we will provide the rest.